What's up, nerds? My name is Brendan. I am the nerd of many faces, and to my right is Shane at FDScosplay, and we are two of the Knights of Nerd. And today we'll be discussing Peacemaker. The reason why the SassySwede is not joining us today is that she has not viewed Peacemaker, so she has opted out in terms of participating in this discussion of HBO Max's new hit show. But first and foremost, Shane, how are you doing, sir?
I'm good. I'm doing actually really good. A little tired just from yesterday and the work that I put in, like we talked about, our first get together for an armor party, or maker party, however you want to call it. So spent pretty much 5-6 hours in the sun yesterday. So but got a lot of work done. Got finished my my Rebel pilot, so I got to get that put on and get my submission photos for that, and worked a little bit on some other things too. So it's good. I'm awake, I'm alive, I'm kicking.
You have significantly less hair.
I do. You know, it's funny. I decided, like, because we had that week where it was like just god awful hot, and I'm like, you know what, if this is how it's gonna be, I'm just gonna shave my head right now instead of waiting for around summertime like I usually do. And I did that, and you know, the next day it was 39 degrees. So you guys have me to thank for the cold weather over the past week and a half. So
either that or everyone washed their cars simultaneously.
right, yeah.
Because it's like with that little cold snap, there came a lot of precipitation as well. So
yeah, it did. So, but no, I'm doing good. How about yourself?
I mean, tired, alive, getting stuff ready for other shows and stuff like that, which we are nice. Excited for. There are some certain projects which we cannot discuss at this point in time, but we will be hopefully getting some fantastic stuff to you guys later on.
Yep.
But like I said, those irons are still in the fire, so to speak. Now the question is, will we burn them? That is still yet to be seen. So, like, here's hoping, crossing our fingers, knocking on some wood.
Yep.
That's
a lot of stuff in the pipeline right now, so we're working on it and hopefully
so much
get
stuff in the pipeline.
Rolling, so much stuff.
Like,
so
I am very glad that I got an opportunity to like have have my work schedule changed so that way it's like I'm not in the day, or it's like I'm not basically working nights anymore. Because now I have the opportunity to go through. It's like, okay, figure out stuff during the day, because that's when all the excitement happens, and right. I want to be able to make sure that we do a good job and say, hey, look at the cool stuff we're doing, and everything else. But
fun stuff.
But let's get into Peacemaker. Now, it's like we've already discussed this, and we have come to the consensus that other than what we have seen from the Suicide Squad and the show, we know nothing about Peacemaker.
Yeah, no, I've never, I didn't even know he was a character until Suicide Squad. So I mean, I couldn't tell you, I mean, anything about Peacemaker, before then. I mean, even in the comics, I mean, I had no clue who he was, what he was about, or anything like that. I mean, it's kind of like we were talking about earlier. I mean, James Gunn started with Suicide Squad, bringing all these, it was basically all of his favorite superhero, all of his favorite DC characters, which are a bunch of unknown characters that nobody knows anything about. And he's continued on with Peacemaker, which surprising to me. I mean, I wouldn't have thought that you would make a show about a non-name character that not many people know about. But I am glad that Warner Brothers Studios and HBO Max, which basically are the same thing, went with it, because holy crap, man, has this show's easily become my favorite show of the year. Like, I mean, it's, don't get me wrong, I love The Mandalorian, I enjoyed the Book of Boba Fett, but I mean, of all of the superhero TV shows that I've seen out there, including the ones on Disney Plus, I've really, really enjoyed Peacemaker. Like, it is action-packed, it's funny, and it's actually made me like John Cena. So it's quite interesting. So
wow.
I mean,
it made you like John Cena. It's like I'm kind of wondering, it's like, what made you not like John Cena?
I never really liked him when he was wrestling. Like, I didn't watch his career in wrestling, but in the few things that I saw him in before Peacemaker, whether it was the Fast 9 or the film that he did, the family film that he did, he was like
Firehouse, I think it was. It was where he was a firefighter.
Yeah. And then he did The Marine, and a couple other movies. He was like easily kind of like a cheap knockoff of The Rock. That's not trying to be a dick about it, but I mean,
it's hard to follow up Dwayne Johnson. Come on.
Right. So, but dude, he's freaking phenomenal in this show. Like, dude, where did this come from? Like, holy smokes. I mean, I guess you can say part of it has to do with James Gunn. James Gunn basically taking John Cena and giving him a character to play to his strengths. That's the one thing whenever you're creating an IP, a new IP, or with a character, you want to have somebody in there that can act to that character, but also be able to draw from their strengths that they have as an actor to make that character believable and fun. And they've done that. I mean, who would ever thought that a character from 1966 would be an amazing TV show in 2021, 2022, so it's definitely a nice little take. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed but not enjoyed his character in Suicide Squad. He was okay in that, but this show is like his coming out party as an actor, because I mean, just the things that he has done in this show,
to be fair,
blows my mind.
To be fair, I don't think you were supposed to like his character in the Suicide Squad.
Well, no, true, very true. But I mean, did you know that he played the piano? I mean,
I did not.
I mean, who saw that coming, right? And then in the scene where he completely free flowed who else would I have had arrested beside your dad? And he just goes down that list of characters and just shut up, I'm not done, let me finish. And he keeps going. You're just like, holy shit, that's completely total improv on his part, and he did a fantastic job. So like, I am all on Team Cena right now with what he's doing. Now I'm going back, and because of this show, it's making me go back and watch some of his earlier stuff that he did, just because what was it that I was missing that I didn't like of his, you know what I mean? So it's definitely brought him into that kind of a spotlight.
I mean, I will say this in regards to John Cena's filmography. And I mean, we did mention Dwayne Johnson earlier on in the show. Now, if you kind of look at the same thing, it's like, if you kind of look at how Dwayne Johnson's filmography and John Cena's filmography are, it's kind of the same thing.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing though, with Dwayne Johnson, he his first role was in a huge blockbuster film in The Mummy.
Yeah.
In the second Mummy film, and then he got his own freaking standalone film from that, The Scorpion King. So it's like, holy crap.
Hold on. It's like, let's The Mummy 2, it's like, to be fair, he had how many seconds of screen time?
True, very true.
And the Scorpion King is not exactly the most welcome of franchises among the blockbuster genres.
No, I enjoyed it though. I won't lie. I enjoyed it.
I mean, it's like, yes, I enjoyed the Scorpion King as well, for as corny as it is. Excuse me. But sometimes, I mean, because let's face it, sometimes you do need that corny movie to kind of tide you over and be like, okay, I'll watch this. I will go through and enjoy everything that there is, that this show has to offer. And then you're like, okay, I'm done.
Yeah. But I mean, you're right. I mean, look at where he's at now. And then with Cena, I mean, he got to start doing the Marine, which was originally Steve Austin, Stone Cold Steve Austin. Austin didn't want to come back and didn't want to do that role, so he basically took it. And then after that, he had a kind of a reoccurring role on one of my favorite TV shows, Psych. He was Juliet's brother, Ewan. And he was like a CIA guy and stuff like that. And he was actually pretty good in that. Like, he didn't have very many. He played to the role. He was a military guy, which fit kind of perfectly for that role. So he was pretty good in that. But then, you know, of course, you know, being the wrestler that he was, you know, he kept on wrestling and stuff like that. And then he did a bunch of like small stuff. I mean, he was in Daddy's Home. He was in Surf's Up 2. He did a couple, TV shows here and there. He was in Parks and Rec.
He was in something with Tina Fey and
Parks and Recreation.
Was it Parks and Rec?
Yep.
I thought he was like some type of drug dealer or something like that. Where he had a whole bunch of it's like fake tattoos on his neck and stuff like that.
Oh shoot! Okay.
So
that's something to me. I didn't know that, but he was also on the TV show. He was the voice of Robo and Dallas and Robo. He was in Ferdinand as a voice.
Yep. He was Ferdinand.
That's right. Yeah. And then of course he was in Bumblebee.
Yup.
And Fighting with Family, which actually was a pretty decent film, but it was a wrestling film. But I mean, he's done a lot of different things, but like it's a lot of TV. It is what it is. I mean, he's had some big roles, you know, Bumblebee, Fast 9, and stuff like that. So it's Playing with Fire was the one where he was the firefighter.
Okay.
With what's her name from Deadpool. So yeah, I mean, he's had some stuff out there, but he really hasn't had a lot of recognition per se until Peacemaker. I mean, he's really he's kind of blown up, to not kind of how The Rock blew up when he had his first big blockbuster. So it's definitely a nice change. It's good for him. It's nice to see these guys that, are basically playing meatheads on TV kind of come out and show that they can act. They can act, So, but I mean, other than John Cena, though, I mean, the cast is just fantastic, man. I really, really like this cast. It is just, I mean, Robert Patrick, I mean, everybody knows him from T2 as the Terminator, and, playing Cena's dad and a racist, playing Augie, his dad, and White Dragon is just definitely a role that I never saw him playing. So but it was fantastic. He did a great job. And then I think one of the best things that has come out of this show, besides Peacemaker, is Freddie Stroma as Vigilante. Vigilante is DC's version of Deadpool, man. I'm telling you.
Yes.
He is so hilarious. Like, oh my god, it's so funny to see his character and just the evolution of his character throughout the entire series, where he's just kind of like it's I think it was the second episode where they're going in to take out the governor, and Peacemaker couldn't take the shot, and he's like, just move, and he just jumps in and just kills the guy like nothing, and it's just like, holy shit,
good night,
right,
sleep tight. Yeah, no, it's like, I mean,
it's just fantastic.
It's like, and the movie in which he does play the criminal thug element with Tina Fey and let's see, who else was it? Amy Poehler was sisters.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. And Tina Fey wasn't in Park and Rec, so it was Amy Poehler that was in Park and Rec. So
yeah, for
whatever reason, I for some reason, I don't know why, they don't look anything alike, but I get those two mixed up so much it's not even funny. So, but yeah, dude, this cast is just phenomenal. I mean, Danielle Brooks as Leota, Jennifer Holland as Emily as Harcourt. I mean, congratulations to her and Mr. Gunn for announcing their engagement. I totally forgot that they were together, and they've been together for a long time. So they just got engaged.
I didn't even know that.
So congratulations to them. And then Steve Age as Economos is just freaking hilarious. Mr. Diebeard himself, just fantastic. So I mean, they've got a great cast on hand, and it just. The show is so funny. But I mean, I was telling you, I was going through IMDb earlier, looking at just all the different names of the cast and stuff like that. So I'm gonna share with you some of the names of the characters that James Gunn is giving these characters. Now these are just kind of side characters or one-offs and stuff like that. So you've got Mr. Dickhead and Dickhead 2. You've got a racist thug, Skinhead Girl, White Hood Wanker. You've got White Power Shithead. You got Asshole Referee. You've got let's see, where else have we got? Let's see, where's it at? You've got Douchebag. And where is the other one? I think that was it. So some definitely interesting names for some of these characters. I think my favorite is the White Power Shithead and the Douchebag. So I mean, I guess I guess that's a way to call somebody to the set. You know what I mean? But yeah, it's quite interesting with some of the names that they've got for them. But then of course you've got your normal guys. You've got your prison guard and your thug and your judo master. Judo master is amazing, by the way. And then everybody else, but just some of these are just hilarious and totally falls under James Gunn's mind. So he's definitely done a great job with this. And I mean, every episode was just, I mean, I hadn't laughed so hard at a show in a long time, and it was great to kind of see. So I mean, that, and I mean, the theme song and the opening credits are just amazing.
It's like, I mean, I think a lot of people were like, it's like, oh, it's like, it's gonna be more Suicide Squad stuff. But then we get that opening credit scene, and I'm like, I'm laughing my butt off. I'm not so sure like what the heck I'm watching anymore. But you know what? I'm here for it. So let's go.
Right. And I'm trying to figure out, is he purposely dancing that bad, or is he really that bad of a dancer?
I mean, not all of them can be that bad of dancers.
I'm just talking about John Cena.
Well, no. What I'm saying is that everyone appears to be a bad dancer in that opening dance number. What I'm saying is that not all of them can be that bad of a dancer.
Yes, it is great, dude. Oh my goodness. But yeah, so amazing. I'm here for it. I love it. And I mean, can we just give a quick shout out to Eagly, because that is quite possibly the greatest sidekick in any show.
Best animal companion ever.
And here's the best part. So you know who does? I'm guessing he does the.
Oh, please don't tell me
the
it's Alan
voice.
Tiddick that does it.
No, the voice of Eagly. I'm guessing maybe the motion capture for Eagly as well is D. Bradley Baker, which everybody knows him from Star Wars.
Yep.
He is the clone. He is our clone. Has been our clone for many, many years, starting back with the Clone Wars. So, yeah. So I mean, it's great, man. I mean, who'd ever thought that an eagle would hug a human? You know.
I saw an eagle hug a human being. I thought it was a sign, and I'm like, oh,
I was wrong.
oh my.
Shit.
Like, so let's talk a little bit about, like, I mean, let's not try to spoil the plot too much, considering it's like, you know, maybe somebody's looking for a good weekend to binge this on.
Yeah.
But like, what did you think of the pacing of the story?
I thought it was good. I mean, I had no problem with the pacing or anything like that. Like,
Okay.
I thought it flowed pretty well. I mean, there was some slow spots. Like, I mean, I wish there was a little bit more to the episode where I don't want to give it away, but where Vigilante, well, not Vigilante, but Adrian goes into to prison to basically get his dad out, to get Peacemaker's dad out. I mean, out of all the episodes, I think that probably was my weakest episode out of all of them. I didn't laugh as much. I didn't feel I was as engaged in that episode than the others, but it was still a good episode. You know, it was definitely more tied around, you know, bringing in Vigilante and kind of learning a little bit more about his psyche, not his character.
Kind of
just to kind of see how freaking, you know, psychotic he really is.
kind of solidifying in terms of, like, okay, the reason why this character is here, and it's a valid one.
Yeah, exactly. So, but no, I thought the pacing was great. I mean, I enjoyed the soundtrack that they had tied into the episode. I mean, definitely, you know, Peacemaker's taste in music, you know, I can get behind. But
huge child of the 80s.
That's
80s
right.
hair bands.
That's right. I love it, man. It's so great. Like, there's so many great little kind of things and stuff like that. And, you know, I thought they did a really real in the last episode, you know, without giving too much away, they did a great job of tying it into that DC, you know, cinematic universe.
Yes.
You know, and I can appreciate that because, you know, you kind of, everybody's kind of like, okay, so why are you going to give Peacemaker his own show? How are you going to tie this into anything or whatever? And I thought they did a really good job with that. You know, it was, you know, you kind of got to see throughout the entire series of kind of Peacemaker kind of coming to terms with
with a lot of stuff.
Yeah, you know, especially, you know, his decisions that he made in the past, you know, with what happened in, you know, Suicide Squad and stuff like that. So, you know, it was kind of really neat. You kind of took a non kind of humanizing character and humanized him to an extent, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, took this guy that was all about, you know, I'm gonna kill, you know, men, women, and children. All if it, you know, all in the means of
bringing peace.
Freedom. Yeah, right. You know, to going to this guy that's kind of like questioning, you know, am I really still that guy? You know, am I that guy? You know, am I gonna do anything to?
Or even the question,
you know,
it's like even the question of, it's like, am I really a hero?
Right.
Because all my equipment comes from my, you know, my Nazi father.
Right. And you get to see how just messed up in the head he is just from what his dad put him through, because I mean what he did to his brother, without saying too much, I mean that would screw anybody up, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
And
just
then,
a little bit, just a
you know,
little bit.
right? And then having to live through that, and live through the fact that your dad basically
Disowns you.
disowns you and looks at you as the son that he shouldn't have had, you know what I mean? And definitely boy's got some daddy issues, but I think he resolved that quite well.
A little bit.
Just a little bit. So yeah.
Now it's like we're kind of just now stepping into a little bit of spoiler territory, in terms of like, because we need to talk about the antagonist of the show to kind of maybe go into the whole entire thing of like where is it they could go next in regards to this, because this has been confirmed for a season 2.
Yes, correct.
Okay, so
yep.
In terms of the antagonist that we currently see, that is that those are the butterflies, which is an alien race that go into people's bodies and basically takes over their bodies, and is able to then do whatever.
Yeah. In the process of doing that, killing that person. Yeah.
It then also kills that person. So it's like, if those person end up, it's like, if that person actually ends up truly dead, that person will just end up dead
again.
Yeah.
Double dead.
Now, since it seems that Peacemaker has this whole entire thing of like, oh, I am now going up against he fought giant alien starfish.
He's alien cow.
He's now fighting alien bugs.
Yes.
Like, where is it that they could possibly go next with this character? Because we're kind of running out of it's like we're running out of aliens at this point in time.
I mean, leave it up to James Gunn. He'll figure it out, man. I mean, he's back for season 2. From what I understand,
and he's going to be directing the whole entire thing.
Yes. So I mean, who knows? I mean, that man's mind is like, I mean, if you've watched any of his movies, his mind is way out there. Other than what he did with Guardians, which is a great franchise, but I mean, if you've ever seen Slither, or any of his other films, it's
stuff is out there, man.
Stuff is very, very, very much out. So I mean, he was the writer of Lollipop Chainsaw, the video game. He did Super. So definitely a lot of things that are very out there. So, but I love him. I don't think haven't seen a movie that he's done that I have not disliked. So, I mean, well, no, I can't say that. He did do movie 43, but he did a segment into it. He didn't direct the whole movie.
I don't think anyone takes 100% credit for movie 43.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I mean, his mind is so far out there, and he gives us such good stuff. I mean, he gave us great stuff with Guardians of the Galaxy. I mean, I personally, I enjoyed the hell out of the Suicide Squad. Not many people enjoyed it because there was a bunch of characters that they never heard of and stuff like that, but I truly enjoyed it. I thought it was probably one of the better DC films.
I mean, and for those people that, well, I would make the point and pseudo argument that it's like, if you didn't like the Suicide Squad, You don't know what the Suicide Squad is about.
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of just in the name, so hopefully, you'd figure it out. It is going to be all these B-list characters that are going up against like an S-tier villain.
Yep. Exactly.
And it's like, and somehow, some way, in some shape or form, they come out smelling like crap-covered roses.
There you go.
I was gonna say it's like they come out smelling like roses, but then I'm like, wait, no, they don't. That doesn't happen with the Suicide Squad.
Yes.
God, I mean, and the thing is that like Peacemaker is such an interesting show to me because it also doesn't lead into anything else.
No.
Like
it doesn't. It really doesn't.
With the Suicide Squad, okay, they led into the second, or it's like with Suicide Squad, it led into the Suicide Squad with essentially its cast of characters. I mean, it's like Suicide Squad 1 or Suicide Squad with Will Smith, Margot Robbie, Jared Leto, as well as everyone else. It didn't. How do I say this? Like,
it did nothing for the characters or the story.
There didn't. Well, in terms of the story, there was really no need for a second one, but they came out with a second one anyways, and it was a totally different story, which was good because in all honesty, that's what it needs to be.
Yeah.
But in regards to the Peacekeeper, Peacemaker, yes. In regards to Peacemaker, like, where is it that they're gonna go? What can they do? What's going to happen?
Well, to kind of go back onto what you're talking about, what would the main protagonist be in season 2? Because
antagonist,
they did
not protagonist.
Sorry, the antagonist. They did take out the cow, so basically all the butterflies are gonna die. But I mean, with how the show ended, without giving away any spoilers, I mean, it's set up to almost be like either the main butterfly or his dad. You know what I mean? Like, is he gonna be fighting that demon in his head?
Oh.
You know what I mean? So it's kind of interesting. It's going to be interesting to see what they do, on how they're going to do that, because are we going to get, somebody that, God, I want to say, but I don't want to give away too much, because I want people to actually watch the show and enjoy it and stuff like that. But with the White Dragon, are we going to see another White Dragon?
I mean, quite possibly. I mean, also, it's like, since you and I also don't know the rogues gallery of the Peacemaker,
right?
Other than he fights for freedom,
right?
We don't really know that much else about him.
Yep.
He is very much an unknown character to the both of us.
Yup.
Now, that being said, I mean, it's this is the Suicide Squad. It's run by Amanda Waller. In all honesty, she could very well be the next big bad in regards to the Peacemaker, because like that woman's twisted. Her mind thought processes are scary, and she's playing 4D chess while everyone else is playing tic-tac-toe.
Right. And I mean, the main protagonist could also be Judo Master. Or antagonist. Sorry.
Get your literary terms right.
Sorry, dude. So, I mean, yeah, who knows? I mean, it could even be Amanda Waller. Amanda Waller could be going after him. You know, who knows?
That's what I just said.
I know. I'm agreeing with you.
Okay.
I agree with you.
It's like, why did you make it sound like you're making a whole entirely new point?
My bad. So, yeah, it's gonna be interesting. I can't wait to see. I think it's definitely gonna be, you know, it's something that I'm gonna be tuning into. You know, and I know I'm gonna enjoy it just because it's so much fun. It is such a fun show. It really is.
And well, I guess it does kind of. It's like, this is something that I did kind of think about, like, is the Peacemaker essentially the launch point of what it is, of what the new DC cinematic universe is going to be?
That's a good question, man. I mean, it's going to be interesting to see, because I mean, only time's really going to be able to tell, because we've got, you know, the Flash movie coming out, Flashpoint.
Flash,
you know, and
Aquaman 2.
Yep.
Black Adam.
Right. But with Flashpoint, that's supposed to go through and kind of reset everything.
Is that the ultimate reset button? Well,
I think so. I think so, because with what they're doing with it and how they're doing it, because they've already announced a new another show coming to HBO Max. They're doing Batgirl.
Mm-hmm.
Not Batwoman, but they're doing Batgirl. And from
Batwoman has already been done by the CW.
Right. And Batgirl will also have their version of Batman, which will be our 90s Batman. So we will have an old Bruce Wayne. Yeah. So and if I remember, why am I blanking forgetting his name right now, but he played Batman.
Kevin.
No, not Cat. No. The original 90s Batman. Oh my God. I am such a bad person right now.
Michael
Keaton. Yes, Michael Keaton is coming back to reprise his role as Bruce Wayne and Batman in that series.
This close to revoking your nerd credibility, sir.
Sorry, dude. My brain is not. My mouth is going faster than my brain right now. My bad.
It's like, how do you forget Michael Keaton? Oh,
sorry. Well, we've had what, 4 Batmans now?
Yes, there have been quite a few Batmans. It's like two. I mean, to be fair, yes, we've had a lot of Batmans.
But yeah, I mean, yeah,
really?
Michael Keaton though is my favorite. He is my favorite.
And he's your favorite?
I will be
That's even like worse.
I mean, I'm sitting here and I mean, I've got all the Batman movies, but yeah, I've got yeah, my bad. So, but yeah, no, it's gonna be interesting to see what this entails for that universe.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because for whatever reason, everything that DC has done outside of their cinematic universe has just been fantastic.
Yeah, their animated stuff has been fantastic. Yep. Their shows have been been great. I mean,
Teen Titans, Doom Patrol.
Yeah.
I haven't watched Stargirl. I haven't heard too much about that. I think that went over to the CW.
Okay. I mean, it's to me, it's kind of the weakest one. It is the weakest link.
Gotcha. But yeah, I mean,
still,
everything they do outside of the movies is great. Yeah.
But like, I mean, still to this day, Arrow is one of my favorite DC shows.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Arrow was fantastic up until the last
couple seasons. Yeah, it's like, okay, guys, come on. Yeah. If you're losing your main guy,
yeah,
which was Stephen Amell.
Yeah,
it might be time to hang up. It's like hang up this particular franchise.
Yeah. Yeah, but I mean, they did make a nice comeback with the new adventures, or the adventures of Lois and Superman, or Superman and Lois.
Ah,
That
yes.
show's fantastic. I know they've been going through season 2 right now. I just haven't had a chance
Well, of course it would be
to
fantastic
get
to
into
you
it.
because you are a Superman fanboy.
Yes, I am, but it is such a good show. It's done really well. So I just need to watch the season. I've got to purchase it and go through it and watch it, because I think they're on their 6th episode of the season already. So I'm a little behind. So I got to get caught up. But I've been busy doing other things like watching Peacemaker. So
Well, I mean, I often quote Dr. Ian Malcolm from Jurassic Park. Life finds a way, but then
yeah, right.
I add the addendum to mess everything up.
Yeah, right, right.
Because
Right, but yeah, you're right. No, you hit the nail on the head on that one. So, but we'll see when I can get around to that. Right now, my mind is all on Elden Ring right now. But we'll get to that at another point. But yeah, no, yeah, I think with Peacemaker, it's definitely a nice step in the right direction for hopefully what they want to do with, the cinematic universe, or just the DC, universe as a whole.
mm-hmm.
It's definitely a great start. It's going to be interesting to see what they do. Are they going to follow, the formula that Marvel has done with, tying everything in together, whether it's a movie or, one of their shows on Disney Plus, and it's kind of seeming like it. You're going to have your in-betweens, your in between the films, to kind of tie everybody over, because I mean, you're going to have Peacemaker, which is completed. Then we're
Mm-hmm.
getting, the Flash, and then I believe right after that is when Batgirl's supposed to come out, and then after that, then it'll go, in sequence of whatever that they want to do. But I know that they're trying to launch an all-female JLA, from what rumbling around in the rumor mills, from what I've read. So because in Flashpoint you're getting Supergirl,
Mm-hmm.
they're launching Batgirl, you've already got Wonder Woman, so it's gonna be kind of interesting to see how they do all that. And if they do it, I mean, we haven't. In my comic reading, I cannot recollect a all female JLA team. So definitely, the JLA has always been, the big three.
Oh yeah.
Well, or five. JLA to me has always been Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, Flash, and Green Lantern. So, it's going to be interesting to see if they do, if we get a Green Lantern show. I know that they've been talking about doing another movie, but there's also been talks about doing an HBO Max series, the Green Lantern Corps, sorry. So who knows? I mean, who knows? I mean, but like I said, it's definitely a step in the right direction. I
Mm-hmm.
can't wait to see what they do with this, and see if they follow that kind of cookie cutter formula that Marvel has created with what they've been doing.
Yeah, I mean, for myself, it's like I am hoping that this goes well, just due to, like, I don't consider myself in the Marvel camp or the DC camp.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it's like, I grew up watching the Saturday morning cartoons of the Adventures of Batman
Mm-hmm.
and the Adventures of Superman.
Yeah.
Those were my, like, those were my after school shows. Those were my Saturday morning cartoons.
Mm-hmm.
But also on that list was also X-Men.
Yep. 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 And I'm the same way. I mean, I have no, just give me a Marvel movie or show, or DC movie or show, and I'm happy. I mean, I grew up, my two favorite comic book characters growing up were Superman and Captain America. I mean, the two Boy Scouts of comic books. So, and and growing up, my Saturday morning cartoons were Super Friends, right?
Yeah.
Because I'm a little bit older, but
I mean, it's like I've watched Cartoon Network a few times, so
Yeah.
I'm aware of what they are.
I mean, I grew up watching that. I grew up watching, I mean, I'm not that old. Don't let the white beard fool you, but I used to watch the Adventures of Superman from the 60s. I own all those, because that's such a great
old, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm not that old. That show came out in like the 50s, 60s. Yeah, I wasn't born then. But I did, as I got older and they came out with, X-Men, Batman animated series, Superman animated series, then they did the JLA and all of those, and those were fantastic shows. And I mean, I love those, and then, you had Spider-Man as well, so I mean, there's always been a plethora of, comic book shows or movies. I mean, I can go all the way back to, the original Captain America, which actually I've got right here. There you go.
And
the original. This is the first Captain America movie where the Red Skull was Italian. Okay.
You are not helping your case and saying that you're not that old by showing that on Blu-ray.
Oh, come on, dude. That came out in the 90s. Come on. So it's, we've had so much, there's so much out there for people to watch and enjoy. And I love it. Just keep them coming. Keep giving me great content to fall in love with. James Gunn, keep giving me these characters that I have no idea about to make me want to learn more about them. And
if you give us a good story, we're okay.
Yeah, exactly. And and that's what they're doing. So I'm enjoying it, and I'm ready for this ride. Let's go. Let's have some fun.
All right, so I think that is about all that we have for you. It's like for you guys this week. We're getting some stuff figured out for our Spotify. It's like for our playlist on Spotify. But tell us what you thought of Peacekeeper. If you've seen it, try to keep it as spoiler free in the comments down below. If you like it, go ahead and hit that thumbs up button. If you don't like it, hit that thumbs down button. But if you also want to subscribe to our channel, it really helps us out. But until next time, my name is Brendan, that's been Shane, and we are the Knights of Nerd, and we hope to see you at the next roundtable. Thank you, and we'll catch you later.